About half an hour later, the driver sent me a photo taken from an odd angle. The photo was blurry, but I could still make out that it was my house. I looked closely and could definitely recognize my wife Sarah. There was a strange man standing next to her, but I couldn't see his face clearly. Even though I had mentally prepared myself, seeing the photo still made my blood run cold. In the photo, the man was wearing the blue pajamas Sarah had bought for me. I sat on the hotel sofa, my whole body shaking. Sarah and I met through a mutual friend. Mainly because my family was pressuring me to get married, and Sarah seemed like a good match overall. I already had a house and a car. Her family was satisfied with me too. So we got married pretty quickly. After the wedding, I didn't let her continue working. I own a company myself, so I could easily support our family on my own. Thinking about how I paid $188,000 in bride price to marry her, only for her to use my money to betray me in the house I bought for $10,000 per square meter, made me shake with anger. The most important thing now was to find out who this man was and when their affair started. After calming down, I sent Sarah a WhatsApp message. I told her I had some unexpected meetings here and would be away for a few more days. The goal was to make her let her guard down. Then I immediately booked a flight back. When I returned, I went straight to my childhood friend Mark's place. Mark is a rich playboy who only knows how to eat, drink and have fun all day. He never works. After returning from studying abroad, he never cared about his family's business. His dad lectured him once, which sparked his entrepreneurial spirit. As a result, he lost several $1 million in just 6 months. I can't help but suspect he did it on purpose. Since then, his family never mentioned work to him again. They just give him money on schedule to let him live extravagantly. When I found Mark, he was sunbathing on his large balcony. I didn't tell him why I came. I just asked to stay at his place for a few days. We've been close since childhood, so he never questions what I do. After dropping off my things, I secretly took a taxi back to my neighborhood. I didn't go upstairs. I went to the underground parking lot first. I checked the dash cams in each of my cars one by one. Sure enough, I found something suspicious in one of the cars. Their conversation made my blood boil again when I heard it. The two of them were flirting in my car. I never imagined the Sarah who acted cute and innocent in front of me could be so flirtatious with another man. I didn't have time to be angry. I quickly made a copy of the footage. Then I went to the security room of the complex. Old Lee in the security room knows me well. As soon as I walked in, I saw Old Lee dozing off inside. Sleeping on the job, eh, Old Lee? I teased. He smiled and wiped the drool from the corner of his mouth. Ha ha, the construction site next to my house was too noisy last night. Didn't sleep well. What brings you here, Mr. Johnson? Don't usually see you in this little place. I took out a pack of cigarettes and handed it to him. I found a scratch on my car today, but I'm not sure when it happened. I wanted to check the footage to see which day it got scratched so I can file an insurance claim. He exchanged pleasantries with me before accepting the cigarettes. Alright, take your time looking. I'll go have a smoke to wake myself up. I quickly scanned through the footage. Sure enough, on the evening I left for my business trip, that man clearly entered my home. The security camera captured his face clearly this time. While Old Lee was still away, I quickly took some photos with my phone and left. Back at Mark's place, he had gone out. I sat on the balcony, trying to recall the man's face from my phone. After a while, I was certain I had never seen him before. If I had met him before, I would definitely remember. But this face was completely unfamiliar. After smoking half a pack of cigarettes on the balcony, I took out my phone and made a reservation at a restaurant. Then I sent Sarah a WhatsApp message telling her I found a great restaurant while on my business trip. I wanted her to try it, so I made a reservation for 2 people. I told her she could bring a friend to check it out. Sarah quickly replied with a cute emoji, saying, "Thank you, honey." I used to find it adorable. Now I just felt disgusted. As the time approached, I went to the restaurant first and found a seat in the corner. Soon after, Sarah arrived with her boyfriend. They walked in holding hands, like a couple in love. At that moment, I felt like a clown, hiding in the corner afraid to make a sound. During the meal, they took sweet photos together and fed each other food. After taking some clear photos, I slunk out through the side door. The photos I had now were enough to kick her out of my house. But reason told me I couldn't handle this so simply. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more. Back at Mark's place, he still wasn't home. He had probably gone to a bar again. I sat on the couch looking at the photos I had just taken, thinking about my next move. Suddenly, Mark appeared behind me. "Bro, what's wrong? Why the long face?" I was startled. "Shit, you scared me. Didn't you go out?" "Nah, I was feeling sleepy this afternoon so I took a nap. Didn't expect it to be dark when I woke up. Let me take a shower, then we'll go grab a late night snack." I was feeling pretty troubled, so I agreed. We went to the barbecue stand we used to frequent when we were in school. After sitting down, Mark started asking me, "Did something happen? You're not going home, hiding out at my place." I originally didn't plan to tell him, but I figured he'd find out sooner or later anyway, so I just spilled everything. "Fuck. You treated her so well, and she still betrayed you." His voice rose several decibels when he heard the story. "If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word, bro." "Actually, there is." I took out my phone and sent him the man's photo. "You've got connections. Help me look into this guy. Just investigate, don't do anything else. Leave it to me, I've got this." He patted his chest, assuring me. The next day, I slept until noon at Mark's place. As soon as I woke up, I received a WhatsApp message from him. He told me he had found information on the guy I asked about, then sent me a document. All of the man's information had been dug up. I spent a few minutes reading the document Mark sent me. After finishing, a chill ran down my spine. The guy's name is Luke. He's from the same hometown as Sarah. They were even high school classmates and dated for a while in college. That was just 2 years before we got married. So is this an old flame rekindled? The more I thought about it, the sicker I felt. Her family had taken so much money from me over the years. Sarah acted all cute and innocent in front of me, but stabbed me in the back. Counting the days, it was about time for me to return home. I sent Sarah a WhatsApp message in advance, giving her enough time to get her old flame out of my house. You must be tired after these days away, honey. Sarah pounced on me as soon as I got home. I felt disgusted and stepped back. Sarah, the shower in my hotel was broken yesterday. I haven't bathed and I smell. That's okay, honey. Go take a shower first. I'll take care of your things. She smiled and took my luggage from me. In the past, I would have felt so blessed to have such a cute and sweet wife to heal me after a tiring day at work. I never imagined she was so wild behind my back. After showering, I sat on the couch dealing with company matters from the past few days. She bounced over and sat next to me, holding my arm. Honey, I've had my eye on a bag recently, but it's a bit pricey, she said in a coquettish tone by my ear. That's fine, buy it, I said without looking at her. But wait until next month. I've put my money into the company for now. I'll buy it for you when the project payment comes in next month. Okay, thank you honey. You're the best. She happily kissed me on the cheek and went back to the bedroom to watch her TV shows. As soon as she left, I rushed to the bathroom to wash my face. Damn, how unlucky. She came out again after a while. Honey, when are you coming to bed? You go to sleep first. I still have a lot of company documents to review. I'll come to bed when I'm done. Looking at her drowsy appearance, I guess the sleep-inducing aromatherapy Mark gave me was working. Mark had given it to me before I left today, telling me to use it to check Sarah's phone. I told him Sarah usually keeps her phone under her pillow, so it's hard to get. He then pulled out an aromatherapy diffuser, saying it helps with sleep. Put it by the bed at night and she'll sleep like the dead. Breakpoint. This stuff really worked. To be safe, I waited another hour. When I entered the bedroom, Sarah was sound asleep. I called her name twice but she didn't respond, just rolled over. I quickly grabbed her phone. I tried several passwords but couldn't unlock it. I never thought much about it before. I just believed couples should trust each other. Besides, she doesn't work, so there's no chance of an office romance. So her phone doesn't have my Face ID or fingerprint, and I never asked about her password. I thought for a long time but still couldn't unlock it. Her birthday, our wedding anniversary, even my birthday, none of them worked. At this point, I suddenly felt ridiculous. I'm just an ATM to her. How could she possibly use my birthday as her phone password? Suddenly I thought of her lover. I found the document Mark sent me, which had that man's birth date. With trepidation, I entered the numbers one by one into the phone. To my surprise, it unlocked. Now you can watch the third part by pressing share and more.